All right. Good evening, everybody. Peter Vekselman here. Thank you for joining me. If you guys do not mind, if you're on, please click on your cameras. If you're joining me here tonight, that's going to be the only request I have for you. What's up, Enrique? Good to see you. Good to see you. JPWHA. Okay. Got to fill me in. What does that stand for? I give up.
That's my initials. Just make it Jim.
Hi, Jim. I could make work. What's up, Jim? Thanks for being here.
Okay.
All right. Good to see you. Good to see you. What's up, Gary? Mr. Whitaker, good to see you.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Thanks for
Good.
being here. Get started here
All
in
right.
just a second. Mr. Chris, good to see you. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hugo, how are you? All right. What's up, Arthur? Good to see you. Yes, Malia, I see you. I see you. I like it. I like it. Well, thanks for being here, guys. Get started in just a minute. We're going to talk real estate, right? Possibly doing some deals together, partnering up with some stuff. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing for many years. I got about 4,000 of them done. All my deals are with partners, individuals just like you guys. And really, that's what tonight's all about. I'm just going to go through a little bit what it means to be one of my partners, kind of what I'm looking for in a partnership. Hopefully answer what's up, Enrique. Hopefully answer a couple questions you may have, and we'll be done. We'll be done. All right, for those of you logging on, thank you for being here. If you don't mind, only request I have, I promise you, only request I have is just turn on your cameras. So much easier to talk to a face, not to a black screen or a dark screen, and not sure if there's anyone behind there. So thank you for being here. What's up, Joseph? Good to see you. Good to see you. We'll get started here. Let me just get all of my stuff set up. Boom. What's up, Brian? Good to see you. All right. Brian, you have the reddest hat I've ever seen in my life. Or the reddest, what I don't know what's on there, but that thing is coming out bright and clear. That is meant to jog in at night, right? But thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Mr. Molina, good to see you. That is got to be the most popular Zoom background that anybody has, is that San Francisco Bridge. I think I see that on every just about meeting I do, at least one person. So, what's up, Jason? Good to see you. Good to see you. Arthur, thanks for being here. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Mirash, I see you. Thank you for being
Hello.
here. Hello. All right. Is it Valonia? Miss Lemons. Valonia? Am I pronouncing it right?
Is Valoria.
Valoria. I don't know how I got Valonia. Sorry about
But
that.
hey, it's not the first time I've gotten that, so it's perfectly
Hey,
fine.
listen, my last name is Vekselman. I'm not going to even get into how many versions of Vekselman I have gotten in the 99 years of age that I am. But it is it is utterly up there. All right, guys. Well, thank you for being here. My name is Peter Vekselman. We're here to talk about real estate, and we're really here to talk about potentially partnering and doing some deals together, because that's what I do. I have a very unusual model in that I do not do my own real estate deals. I'm 4,000 deals into this business, which is pretty darn good for an individual. I'm not a hedge fund. I'm not an institution. I'm literally a one individual investor, and I got 4,000 deals done. But what's really unusual is how I do my deals. 100% of all my deals are with individuals just like you guys across the United States. And and I partner with people like you guys across the United States. That's how I do my deals. And then on the back end, we just split the profits down the middle, 50-50. I put up all the money. I have the ability to deploy construction teams at this point in every single location, every single state across the United States. We have a due diligence system to check your deals out very quickly. I have a national closing team that could close deals all the way across the United States. A back end infrastructure of, let's say, real estate agents to get these deals sold and all this. So in the end, I do about my team and I does about 90 to 95% of all of the deal efforts as it relates to doing deals. And then what I'm looking for partners for is to help us find deals. Now, the good news, which is the top question I get asked for by potential partners is, A, Pete, I don't know how to find deals. Like, I'd love to do this, but I don't know how to find a deal. And B, I've been trying to find deals forever and ever. Not a lot of luck. And so the good news is, even the one thing that we do ask our partners, which is to find deals, we even help you with that. All of my support, all of my infrastructure, all of my training takes place specifically on that. We help you set up your marketing systems, acquisition systems, and we actually even get you involved on helping you guys find deals. So that's the model. As far as I know, I'm the only individual across the United States at the national level who does this. I don't know if you could find anybody else that'll put up 100% of the capital, won't make you sign anything, guarantee anything. If anybody, I don't know if you know anybody that will fly teams of construction into your cities to get these properties fixed. As a matter of fact, not as far as I know, but I am the only individual that does this. It is a very unusual model. And it's growing like wildfires. Right now, I have partners doing deals. We've done deals in every single state, all the major cities, almost every single second and third tier cities across the United States. And really, interestingly enough, that's common sense. But what's really interesting is that I do deals in cities you never heard of. I have partners in where they live is less than 1,000 people, and we're doing just as many deals in cities that, forget, I've never heard of them, never been there, never seen them or anything like that. And the only reason I even bring that up to you guys is that location to me does not matter. Been doing this long enough. I've been at it for a couple decades. Again, thousands of deals completed. So locations doesn't matter to me. All the common things that people think matter to me don't. There's only one thing that matters to me, and that is the quality of my partner. And that's why even to this day, this is how I grow my partnerships. I just get onto meetings like this a couple times a month. So A, I can meet potential partners. B, so you can meet me. It's kind of a two-way street. And I'll tell you the kind of partners I'm looking for, because there is definitely a stereotype of the individual I'm looking for. No question about it. But I also want you to feel like, am I the kind of partner you're looking for? Is my personality fit your personality? Does my philosophy of doing deals fit kind of how you like to run things? So I do totally understand it's a two-way street. I also tell you right up front, this is not for everybody. I am not the only, partnering with me is not the only way that you could ever become successful in real estate. It really isn't. There's other things, but I will tell you some statistics that are reality. These are not my statistics. These are industry statistics. The one that I'm not proud about, because I am very proud of this industry. This industry has done a lot for myself and my 5 kids and my wife and my family. This has created who I am. This has created an incredible lifestyle. So I love the real estate industry, but the one thing I don't love about it is some statistics about it. For instance, and I don't know if you guys are even aware of this, but in the real estate space, less than 1% of people ever gain any traction. I'm not talking about making millions. Forget that. I'm talking about, this is an industry that has an abysmal success rate. Awful. less than 1% of people can raise their hand honestly and say, yeah, I'm crushing it in this space. I'm doing well. I've gotten some traction. I'm doing some deals. As a matter of fact, this industry has thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of people that want to partake in it and do partake in it to some level. But it's the kind of industry that also at the same time, you would never want to be a part of in anything else you do in life. You would never be a part of an industry that has a less than 1% success rate. And let's say it's a hospital. You wouldn't check into a hospital with less than 1% success rate. You wouldn't go to, I don't know, I mean, pick an industry. You wouldn't go to a grocery store that's got less than 1% of food that's, pretty good. I mean, let's face it, you wouldn't even leave your stupid car at a mechanic shop that has done less than 1% success rate. And so that you wonder all the time, why this industry that does have this absolutely terrible success rate, why does it have so many people trying to be successful at it? And the reality of it is, at least in my opinion, is because this is one of those few industries that has no barriers to entry. Let's face it, anybody can get in and be a part of it, at least from a studying or learning or just hanging out perspective, which is what most people do. They just kind of hang out. They don't really ever do anything. And the other reason is this industry has such a big upside. And, I'll be honest with you, that's why I became successful in real estate. I didn't become successful because I was smart, intelligent, figured this business out. Matter of fact, I had an awful start. First 3 years as a real estate investor, I made zero money, like zero. Literally, I worked for free. But the only reason I even stuck around in this industry for that long is because of the upside. I knew the upside. I knew there was nothing else in life that had the kind of upside that I could ever qualify for. I could never be a professional basketball player. I could never be an astronaut. I could never be a brain surgeon. So because of the upside of the space, this is what kind of got me into this space. And this is what got me to hang around in this space until finally I busted all the way through. And about 10 years ago, I started this model. I was already pretty successful, already done a couple thousand deals before I even got in this space. And I started this model about 10 years ago, initially, strictly because I personally wanted to do more deals. I was already doing deals fairly successfully in 17 markets across the United States. Here, where I still am, in Georgia, all the way to Florida, all the way across the United States, all the way into California. I picked out 17 strategic cities, Atlanta, Jacksonville, all the way to the Sacramento, San Francisco, Modesto triangle inside the California space. And so in 17 cities across the United States, and I was doing fairly well, but I wanted to expand and I wanted to do more deals. And so I kind of opened up the whole country, basically. I started putting word out kind of like this through social media. And I started telling people, hey, if you got a deal anywhere in the United States, let's partner on it. I'll put up all the capital and then we'll split profits. And that's where this whole thing originated 10 years ago. And so, and where it is now, without kind of boring you through 10 years of history and details, where it is now my team. By the way, I learned 10 years ago when I started doing this that in order for me to really flourish with this and to achieve the success to which we're achieving now, I had to do more and put up money in the space. And so little by little, we started adding pieces on. So we added on a very sophisticated training system. We added on a very sophisticated marketing systems for my partners to implement in their markets. We added on a due diligence inspection piece. So as my partners bring deals in, they could be taken through due diligence and inspections very quickly. We added on a very vibrant negotiations piece, so we could drop prices. That's all about negotiating and all that. We then added on a national closing team, so my partners don't have to worry about closing deals. My team takes care of that. Obviously, I put up all the money, and then we get rid of these deals, whatever we do with them on the back end. We split the profits 50-50. So now when somebody partners with me, my team literally does about 99. We execute the whole deal about 90-95%. And where we need our partners' help is helping us find deals. So that's where we are now. And so the statistic that I'm very excited about and very proud about is that right now I have more partners doing more deals across the United States than ever before. This miserable statistic in the space of less than 1%, any kind of traction or success. In my world, my partners, we have over 65% success rate, which is unbelievable. There's no one else in the space that could show that kind of success with people they're doing business with. So that's absolutely through the roof. But I also want to share a little bit of what I'm doing now, why 26 is a very instrumental year for myself and my partners, because I'm doing two things right now that I think they're not only earth-shattering for my partners, but I feel like I'm going to flip this whole industry upside down. Like I feel in the next 4 to 5 years, I'm doing this already with my partners, and my partners benefit from everything I'm about to share with you. But I really feel in the next 4 to 5 years, anybody that wants to get in the space is going to realize that they have to go with this type of a model. Like, I won't be at that point the only one doing this. There'll be other people that will offer what I offer. I know, I get it. That's how the world works. But I also know I'm leading the pack. Right now, there's no one else doing this. And why it's really cool for my partners right now, they're benefiting from all of this. So let me share with you a little bit about what's taking place right now for my partners and why my partners have such an unbelievable success rate. And literally all 50 states we're doing deals, all the major cities we got deals going on in, almost I would say all second and third tier cities across the United States. And like I just mentioned a little bit ago, we're doing deals all over the United States and little tiny places no one's ever heard of, like not even worth discussing, because if I would have given you some of these cities and towns, you'd be like, well, where is that? But what's taking place for my partners right now with what I'm doing are two very important things. And let's talk about that. I'm going to bring this back to this statistic in the space. Why do less than 1% of real estate investors ever become successful? And even the ones that understand it, figure it out, still have a very, very small success rate. This business internally, the way it's built, has some very huge limitations that people don't even understand they have them, but they're just, what they do is they literally hit their head against the wall with them. They hit their head, and I'm going to share what these limitations are, and then I'm going to show you how I have already broken through them and how I'm, blowing them out the door. One of the biggest limitations in the space is just simply the strategies that are in this space. See, so let me walk you through this. And for those of you that are in this space, everything I'm going to tell you right now is going to be absolutely like eye-opening. You're going to be like, yep, got it, makes sense, and all this. But here's how the real estate investing business works. For a typical person that gets in this space, one of the first things they decide or they come up with is, what do they want to do, let's say, as an investor, right? And there's probably about, 20 different things an investor could do. Like, they could buy a house, they could fix a house, sell a house. That's called fix and flips. There's rentals. You could buy a house, put a tenant in there, cash flow it. There is like wholesaling. That's when you take control of a property, flip your contract. There's hoteling, where you utilize the MLS system. There's as-is flips. Sometimes people get good enough deals, they don't have to do anything with it. They could just get rid of it in exactly the condition it's in. There is what are known as creative deals, like subject to, owner finance, lease options. So when you look at the whole dynamics landscape of real estate, you realize there's about 20 different categories of being a real estate investor. The problem is, this is one of the biggest limiting things in this space. The problem is, when people get into this space, everybody's like, they feel like they have to choose a category, because this business makes you choose a category. And so you get in and you're like, hey, I'm going to fix and flip. I'm going to buy rentals. I'm going to get into creative space. I'm going to do lease options. I'm going to do wholesale deals. The problem with that whole setup is that each one of these niches, each one of these lanes has a limitation in it. And that limitation, and I don't want to get too technical tonight, but that limitation inside the space is known as the buy box. And I appreciate those of you that have your cameras on. Show me your hands if you guys understand what a buy box is. Okay, got it. Perfect. Thank you, guys. And so let's say you're a fix and flip person. You get in this space, and even if you're financed well, even if you have the knowledge base, even if you have contractors, you then are looking for that right deal that fits the buy box or that fits the numbers of a fix and flip. And when you start analyzing real estate, it does not matter what strategy you pick. It is an act of God, right? To find the right deal. I mean, it really is. And that's, by the way, part of the reason of such a success rate. It's not that everyone's failing, is that when you get in the space, you realize that no matter which pathway you choose, it is an extremely difficult pathway to even get started, to even identify and find the right type of deals that fit into your mold. And it is almost impossible to find them consistently. And so, and that is a battle I fought with for my partners. Like, I've gotten my partners to the levels that no one else has gotten anybody to. And my partners, I have partners that bought airplanes. I have partners that bought mini mansions. I have partners that have retired, quit their corporate jobs. I mean, incredible lifestyles. But I've always looked at even my partnership model as that's a limiting thing. We have a particular strategy that we utilize. And when I have partners that can continuously develop those deals, that's great. But what about the partners that have a challenge with that? So here's how I have been overcoming that. I have been increasing my buy box. And I have now set up my buy box to the level that no other investor in real estate, as far as I know, in the US has. And how I have done this is very simply. I have added strategies on. So now my partners have the ability to utilize 9 distinct strategies. Fix and flip, wholesale, hotel, pre-marketing, pre-listing, as-is flips, subject to, owner finance, lease options. You guys get the point? And what happens when you keep on piling these exit strategies on and techniques and strategies that you could do deals with, the buy box get larger and larger and larger and larger and larger and larger. And now to put it into numbers, about 50% of the time when one of my partners talks to a seller, there is a particular buy box that whatever their need is, we could fulfill. For instance, just this past weekend, I launched another strategy. That is the realtor strategy. Because sometimes as an investor, you're sitting in front of a seller and there is nothing you could do to help them. That seller obviously needs a real estate agent, right? That happens in the space, right? There's some times that happens in that space. And so now my partners even have the ability to capitalize on real estate agents. Now, I'm not here to discuss tonight how we do this and how to utilize all these buy boxes and how to utilize all these strategies. We'd be here for the next 3 days. I'm just here to tell you that they exist. And what's the real exciting thing is my vision for 2026 is I'm adding 10 more strategies to what I do. Now, for the fear of putting anyone to sleep here tonight, take yourself off mute. So, we do these small meetings. Take yourself off mute. What happens when I have 20 exit strategies for my partners? What happens to my partners? Anybody want to just kind of throw out some ideas?
Success.
Success. Yeah, Joseph, I saw you take yourself off mute. What happens?
I mean, start finding more deals and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Success, you get into more deals. Because when there's 20 different things that you could do with a particular deal, it does not. Jim, what were you? I saw you take yourself off mute. What's the answer here?
Oh, I thought you wanted everybody off mute.
Mm.
No. I was just saying if you got, but it's basically exactly what you guys are saying.
It builds
Success,
momentum.
it builds momentum. That's right. Because now I'm getting this to the point where you could be sitting. Now, check this out. Listen, I'm about to tell you here. You don't have to understand the intricacy. You just have to understand the big picture of what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is this. I'm getting this to the point that if you're a partner of mine and you're talking to 100 random sellers, totally random. It doesn't matter if they're motivated, unmotivated, if there's equity, if there's no equity, if whatever they're selling has got 6 bedrooms or whatever they're selling has got 2 bedrooms. None of those conventional things matter. Only thing that matters is they're legitimate sellers. And when they're legitimate sellers and you're armed with 20 different buy boxes, 20 different strategies, basically,
Right.
you could be talking to 100 sellers, and about 95% of them, or 95 out of 100 of those, you will actually be able to help.
Gives you competitive
Now,
advantage.
Beyond a competitive advantage, that's a good way to look at it, but it's even beyond a competitive advantage. There is no competition in that space. But watch how I extend this. Thanks, Jason. That's very important. It's a competitive advantage, but you only have a competitive advantage when you have competition. There is no competition. There's no one else. There's no one else doing what I'm doing in this space. And so there's 2 things I want to show you what I'm doing. One is that I'm up to about 9 or 10 strategies right now. So for those people that end up doing deals with me and we partner, about 50 to 60% of the time when you're talking to a seller, you'll be like, yep, this is a fix and flip, or no, we could wholesale, or no, we can get a realtor here, or no, we could do a creative, we could do a lease option, we could do subject to, and all this. That's pretty powerful. Again, as this year comes into 2026, we roll through 2026, I'm going to put another 10 in there. And when we have those other 10 in there, it's going to be about 95 out of 100 times when you're talking to a seller. Does not matter what the situation is, you will have a solution, which means at that point, they win because they're a seller, and there's a reason they're selling, whatever the seller is. So they win, and B, you win, right? A, they win, and B, you win. And so that's a very, 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 very huge play in this space. Here's the second thing I'm doing. And I think, Jason, was that you who brought up the competitive advantage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now watch this. Follow me on this. Check out the second thing I'm doing. The only problem with that model, it's not really a problem, but it is a reality. We know we have it. You know, as a partner of mine, you now are armed with 20 different strategies, and you're going in there head held up high, and you're confident, and you can 9 out of 10 times can get the deal done. It's a problem with it. The sellers don't know, because a seller doesn't know Jim, a seller doesn't know Jason, a seller doesn't know Chris, a seller doesn't know you guys, right? And so it's like being prepared going into a battle, but nobody knows about that you're prepared, or nobody utilizes your tools and resources. And so what I call that is potential. That's great potential. But I could tell you, even armed with great potential, unless you utilize that potential, it's kind of worthless. Now, I know you could still find sellers. I know you could still get them yourself. I get it. But watch how I'm flipping that piece upside down too. So the second thing I'm doing with all of my partners right now, follow me on this. This is very important. What I'm about to tell you right now is literally earth-shattering as it relates to this real estate space. Right now, almost all deals are gotten in the real estate space by you or an investor or whoever. Almost all the deals in the space are gotten by reaching out to a seller, right? You have to let the seller know, hey, I exist. And if you want to sell, call me or text me or somehow reach out to me. But in order to do that, you have to make a reach out to the seller. And how does that look like? It could be, you could just cold call. You could canvass it to neighborhood. You could knock on doors. You could send direct mail pieces out. I mean, we all know various marketing strategies. But those marketing strategies have to be continuously done. They don't all work as well. Many of them cost money, like, direct mail, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But watch how I'm flipping this industry upside down. I have always known, and I have 100% always been a believer that in the real estate space, you can build this business. Watch this. I'm going to say something that a lot of you guys are going to be like, that's impossible, but it's not impossible. I've proven it not to be impossible. Do you guys know you could build the whole real estate investing business without making one single outreach? You can build the whole real estate investing business by the sellers consistently and continuously coming to you. You could build this whole business without any type of an outreach outward. You could build this whole business by sellers coming into you. And that's the other thing I'm doing for my partners right now. And so what we are involved in right now I'm doing this with all of my partners, is we are setting up systems from a marketing perspective of having sellers come to you. Now think about this, those two pieces. My team and my organization, when you're partnering with me, already does 90 to 95% of all the heavy lifting when it comes to the space, right?
Yep.
Irish, you paying attention there? My team already does all the space, you know what I mean? All of this kind of stuff. We are, we're doing the due diligence package. We're supporting you. We're putting up all the money. We're closing all the deals. We fix the deals, blah, 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 right? Then I'm adding all these exit strategies on to get you stronger, basically get your percentages to go through the roof, as Jason said, giving you a competitive advantage in a marketplace. And at the same time, I'm turning this whole thing upside down from a perspective of now sellers coming to you, deals coming to you. Pretty darn amazing, isn't it? And this is why that I'm excited to say more individuals like you guys doing more deals across the United States than anywhere else, than anybody else, all 50 states, all the major cities, all the second and third tier cities, and in places and locations that you just absolutely never ever heard of before. But it's because I've always believed that this industry could be taken from an abysmal success rate, which is less than 1%, to an incredible success rate of somewhere in a 90%. I've gotten ours up to over 65% of people that are, partnering with me or getting traction on deals, but I know we can get it to 90%. And that really is, that is absolutely game changer. So that's my model. That's what I do. So let me tell you what I'm looking for in terms of partners, because there is an absolute stereotype of an individual that I'm looking for that becomes successful with me. And I will tell you, if you fit the stereotype, it is worthy for you to continue talking to myself and to my team. If I tell you what the stereotype is, which I am going to tell you, and you're like, that ain't me. That ain't my style. That ain't how I groove in life. And that I just don't fit the mold. It's not even worth finishing this meeting with me, but it's definitely not worth continuing the conversations afterwards. Okay. So let me tell you the stereotype of the individual I'm looking for. And again, my partners have enjoyed incredible successes. Like I've already said, all the way from broad personal planes to land on the water to houses to die for, retirement places, and all this. But when you take all of this success and you put it, you look at the characteristics, almost every single one of them has the same characteristic. The number one characteristic that you absolutely must have when you start with me is you have to be coachable. I'm not looking for people, okay? I am not looking for people that are not coachable. I'm not looking for people to get started with me and start telling myself and my team that we don't know what we're doing. You know what I mean? Iris, can you mute out the people? I mean, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Sorry. I'm not looking for people to be lone rangers. I'm not looking for people that want to start doing their own thing and all this. If you feel like, and by the way, I'm not saying I'm not the smartest guy in the space. You may be smarter than me. And if you feel like you're smarter than me and you feel like you know how to do this business, don't even get started with me. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to get frustrated in the end, and my team will get frustrated with you and all that. Now, let me tell you how that works. from a coachability. In the beginning, we're going to do my type of deals. Okay, my type of deals, single family home, mobile home, modular homes, townhomes, condos, all of that. Single family, duplexes, triplexes, quads. That is what I'm absolutely the best in the country. I put myself up. There's no one better at investing and doing those kind of deals. With all of the strategies I bring to the table, when you combine all that, combine my team, we become unstoppable. The reason in the beginning we're only going to do those deals is because I'm truly the best at it. And I want to put my best foot forward when it comes to a new partner. My number one objective in the beginning is to do some deals, build confidence in each other, you and us and you, and make money together. Now, once we've done some deals, once we've proven each other to each other, once we've made money with each other, listen to this. At that point, I'm open to anything. Then we can have a discussion. So if your vision at that point is, Pete, I want to build something, or I want to get into small development, or I want whatever, anything goes. As a matter of fact, I even do things outside of the real estate space. Once somebody proves themselves to me and we prove themselves, I'm open to anything. But in the beginning, coachability, and we're going to do it our way, non-negotiable. Second thing I'm looking for is you have to have the ability to give us at least 3 to 5 hours every single week. Okay. 3 to 5 hours a week. Now, this is an important piece. Okay. This is a very, very, very important piece. Remember, we're doing deals. This is not some kind of a coaching training program where all they're trying to do is sign you up and then they can give a crap about what happens. I do care about what happens. I'm only looking for people that want to do deals. Yes, we'll coach you along the way. We'll teach you how to do this, but we got to do deals, and deals don't happen by osmosis. They don't happen you sitting on a couch, doing nothing. And sorry, we're closing deals. Oh, that's my closer, Mary. We're still closing. Deals don't happen when you're sitting back and do nothing. So if you don't have at least 3 to 5 hours a week to do deals, to go after your dreams, to go after your goals, do not start with me. We're not a motivation group. We're not Tony Robbins, and I love him to pieces. We don't call you in the morning, tell you what an amazing person you are. Please get out of bed. It's 10:30 in the afternoon or in the morning, and let's get started. So we're looking for people that can give us legitimate 3 to 5 hours a week. Next characteristic I'm looking for partners that wanted to do multiple deals at the same time. The reason I wanted partners that want to do multiple deals at the same time is because you probably figured out by now, it is very expensive for me to carry a partner. And I'm not just talking about the fact that I got to put up all the money for your deals. That is expensive. But to get you to that point is very expensive. I have a team here that's going to support you, that's going to train you. I have marketing systems that we put in place. I have a closing operation, inspections, due diligence team. I mean, all the way across the board. So if your goal in life is to do 1 deals in the next 3 to 5 years, I compliment you that, but you're probably not going to be a perfect partner for me. I'm looking for partners that want to go. They want to go now. They want to go immediately, and they want to do 2, 3, or 4 deals at the same time, because then the financials work out beautifully. Next thing is, let me give you what I'm not looking for. If you have and you know this, so this is why I don't even want you to raise your hand, but you know this. If you tend to have a victim mentality, like everything is always somebody else's fault. You're a victim of life. You're a victim of circumstances. You're a victim of people around you. You're a victim of the political system. You're just a victim. And you just always find yourself to be, the whole world, it's everybody else's fault. This is not a good opportunity for you. I'm not looking for people that have a victim mentality. On the other side, totally opposite this side, this is how I like to describe my partners. And this is how my successful partners would actually describe themselves. What I'm looking for is people that have a very distinct understanding of what their dreams and goals are. Like, you could tell me, these are for instance, my reason that I built this business is I have 5 kids. I used to make fun of people that have 5 kids, and now I am a people that have 5 kids. But what's really unusual about my 5 kids is their ages. My oldest is 27. My youngest just turned 3. And the reason I became what I've become in this space is because of them, those 5 kids, specifically my 20-some-year-olds, my 27, my 24, and my 23-year-olds. I've always envisioned myself to be a participating father. And so when I realized that this business can give me the ability to be a participating father, it was lights out for me. I mean, I was willing to do whatever it took. And so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people that could define, this is my goal, Pete. This is my vision. These are my goals. This is what I want. Now, Pete, I could describe that to you, but I could also distinctly tell you that between myself and my goals is a wall that has prevented me from achieving these goals. And Pete, my whole life, I have tried to climb over that wall. I have tried to go around that wall, and I can't go over it and I can't go around it. But I know behind that wall is my goals. And so, Pete, if what you're telling me is you're willing to partner with me and willing to put money into me and you're willing to help me, then what I'm willing to do in turn is I'm willing to, listen to this, walk through that wall. That's the mentality of people I'm looking for. You know what your dreams are. You know what your goals are. You got a wall between them, and you need somebody to help you walk through that wall. And that's going to be me and my team. I've done that plenty of times. But that's the mentality I'm looking for. So, got to be coachable, got to have 3 to 5 hours a week. You can't be a whiner, a wussy. You can't, you have to want to do multiple deals, and you have to have some very distinct dreams and goals that you know yourself you haven't been able to get to. But if you got a legitimate chance to get to them, you'll walk through a freaking wall to get there. And those are the people that become successful with me. So anyway, so that's me, that's myself, that's my team, that's an operation. There is a one-time fee to get started with me. By the way, if you think I should be doing this for free, we will never get along. I do not do free. I have learned a long time ago that free is a handout and that don't work in business. So, but don't let the fact that there is a one-time fee get in the way, because we have, anyway, we have a couple of different options as it relates to that, but we will discuss that with you, if you go through our qualifying process. So the next step is this. Number one, I'm going to open the floor up to see what kind of questions you guys, I may have missed something. I hope I didn't, but if I did, I want you to get comfortable with me asking me questions. There's no limit on what kind of questions you could ask me. It could be real estate related, partnership related. But for those of you and by the way, I appreciate all you guys hanging with me. I know there's other places you could have been, and that means a lot to me that you guys are still here. So I'm going to go through your questions. But the next step, if you're that person like, hey, I got my dreams and goals, and let's go through that wall to catch them. So the next step is let's connect and let's continue. Some of you guys were just continuing talking. We were already talking to you, but now that you've had a chance to talk to me, you're ready to get going. Let's continue. Let's get this thing finalized. Some of you guys may have just for the first time hearing me, and then we need to have a couple, 1 or 2 private conversations. And to do that, there's a link inside chat. Everybody knows. By the way, if you can't figure out where that link is, just go inside chat and say, I can't figure out where it is. But the next step is, for those of you that want to continue beyond here tonight, is to actually just request a call. That's it. Nothing more complicated than that. And there's a request a call link inside chat. Just hit that link, fill it out, and we'll talk. Have a couple private conversations. That's important for me. But I'm going to flip it over for questions. By the way, if you have a question, just go to the bottom of the screen. There's, I guess, some kind of emoji to give you the ability to raise your hands. Raise your hand. I'll pick on you and we'll fire it away. Chris, I appreciate you being here. You're first. What you got for me?
All right, BJ. So first of all, I'm working with Sandy right now, and
Nice.
I've had a deal. I talked to a lot of different lenders. For one, I've run high-rise construction projects all over the United States,
Okay.
casino projects in Vegas, high rises in Hawaii. Now I have a deal in front of me right now. It's a duplex that they had up for $650. It's had 2 appraisals at $650. The guy's family who owned the house, the seller's family, has owned the house for 60 years. They have a renter in place that's been there 40 years. they're trying to get rid of these renters. And last night they supposedly had a deal to get them out. By time this morning came, they didn't take the deal. They offered the lady who's been there 40 years. They offered her 40 grand. She turned it down. I find out today that the rents are way low, but that's not scaring me because the equity. So now what it is the seller comes back today through the realtor, and he's in Germany now. He doesn't need the property. He makes
So look,
little money.
Chris, here's what I'm going to tell you. And again, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but 100% so far what you've told me is irrelevant. None of that matters. Here's the only thing that matters. By the way, it sounds like you made a bunch of people rich around you, putting high rises up for a lot of people. So
That's
I
what I'm
assume
talking
your
about right there.
yeah. I assume your dreams and goals is to turn the tables and start doing it for your family, which I commend you, because I told you what my biggest play is, my 5 kids. So I appreciate that.
Yes.
So only thing I care about is that
I've got 4 sons myself.
all right, so you could relate. I like it. I got
Yeah.
you beat though. What's the purchase price?
Purchase price was $650.
No, I don't
As
care
of
what
today-
it was. What is this?
As
this
of
second?
today, the seller came back and said that he's open to all offers. I offered him.
What's it? Okay, wait. You're giving me information I'm not asking for. What's the purchase price today? Just give me
$550. $550
550.
today.
Okay, that's all I need. Does the house need any work?
It needs some.
Just give me a bottom. Just don't give me a story. Just
some
give me
exterior up to.
Chris,
I
Chris.
need some. What?
Listen. Give me a number. Don't give me a story. Just say it needs
It needs
10,000
90
work.
grand. It needs about
Okay.
90,000 in
All right,
rehab.
All right. Do you know what it's worth once that's done? Any idea?
ARVs are going for 850, 900.
Could be a deal. I'm not going to promise you anything, but it could be a deal. Is it on MLS today?
Yes.
It's a waste of time. There you go. That's how that works.
No, because the realtor's dealing with. He didn't put it back active. He's sticking with me. He's giving me the opportunity.
Is
to
it
come
on
back
MLS?
And say yes.
Is it on
Yes.
MLS? Okay. So
But not
again,
with the numbers that I have.
well, what numbers is it on MLS?
650.
650. It might be deal. I don't want to get in even on my level, I can't tell you if it's a deal or not. I could tell you the fact that it's on MLS is not a good thing. If it's on MLS at 650, what probably would make this a deal, and again, I got 4,000 of these. It would make this a deal somewhere in the 300 range. How do I know? Because I got 4,000 deals and I got 2 decades of experience. But I will also tell you, if you and I end up partnering, our marketing systems will go all directly to owners. They do not go to MLS. They do not go to Zillow. They do not go to Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. That's all a waste of time. It's very easy to find deals on there. That's why most people gravitate towards, but that is not where deals are. So that's kind of my answer to you. We'll take a look at it, but I'm telling you right now, I can get your hopes up and say, yeah, sounds great. Let's get started. But I'm not into BSing people. I'm into telling you what you need to hear. That's why I said the key with me is to be coachable. By the way, guys, I will tell you, most people are absolutely not successful and have nothing to do with what they use as an excuse. The world, their circumstances, all of that. Most people, reason they're not successful is because of themselves. They get in the way of their success. And when success looks in their eyes, they try to figure out a way to crap all over it. And that's why I say the number one characteristic to starting with me is you got to be coachable. You got to be coachable. If you're going to get started with us and you're going to try to tell us something is when it's not, it's just not, we're going to just cut you off. But if you're coachable and you realize somebody that's done 4,000 of these knows more than you do, then you that. But that's my feedback, Chris. We'll take a look at it. I do not see that as a deal at all. Okay. All right. Valoria.
Oh, yeah, my name is Jermaine. I'm Valoria. I have a few questions.
I knew you didn't look like Valoria.
How you doing? Yeah,
I'm doing great.
I'm
doing good. Listen, I'm glad you guys are both on. Thank you for being on.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I heard about you through one of her contacts. She told us about you guys. I'm like I said, general contractor. She's a real estate agent. I was really trying to see how we could use our skill sets to kind of partner with someone to kind of benefit. And I was like, okay, this sounds good, but how can we as a contractor as well my team.
That's a great question. So let me
work with you.
let me use real life partners I have as the way to answer that. So, for instance, I have partners out of Missouri. His name is BJ and Tracy. When they started with me, they're a little bit like you guys are. They own their own construction company. She was a school teacher, and BJ ran a construction company his whole life. They're out of Crocker, Missouri, less than 1,000 people. Less than 1,000. Most people would say that it's impossible to do deals there. We did over 10 deals there in under 1 year, just our first year together. They bought their own personal lake house as a result of that. And his other goal was to stop being a contractor for everyone else, make them rich, and only do his own stuff. He was able to do that after just a couple deals. But here's my point. BJ has done 100% of all of our rehabs. We never touched his deals. So BJ, who's a contractor just like you, makes 50% of the profit plus his contractor fee. Okay. I also have partners that are real estate agents. As a real estate agent, they have the ability to also sell their properties. So they make 50% of the profit and they make their 6% commission. So I love partners. By the way, you don't need to be a contractor. I don't want people listening and say, oh my gosh, does that mean I have to be a contractor? Does that mean I have to be a real estate? No. But what I also do know very well, what I also know very well is that a lot of people that are partners of mine have other skill sets. And so I try to tap into those skill sets as much as possible. So like a contractor, you're making your fee on being a contractor in the deal, plus you guys make 50% of the profit, both of the ways. Okay. You know what I mean? So does that answer your question? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was looking
I got
for,
you.
man.
I got you. Listen, I love your smile. What's your name?
Tremaine.
Tremaine. Listen, who are you guys talking to? Is Valeria talking to someone already?
Not yet.
Julie. No, Jamie.
Jamie. All right. I want to continue that talking. So go to the bottom of the screen, do a request to call because I want to talk to you guys. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let Valeria do it. She could do it. You do what you're good at. Let her run the show. There you go. I got you. I like it. Yeah, I want to connect with you guys. But yeah, does that make sense what I said? You guys, you'll be able to do the construction piece, make your fee there, and also 50% of the profit. All right. I saw some other hands. Who's got the next question? Actually,
hang on.
know.
Pete, sorry to interrupt you. But before you go with Gary, Joseph and Jason raised their hands on a comment. So I just want to let you know that.
All right, Gary, I'm going to hit you next. Mr. Joseph, I saw your hands. Thanks, Irish. Joseph, Jessica, Joe, take yourself off mute. You're next. And then Gary, Mr. Whitaker, I'm coming to you afterwards, okay?
Yeah, I just wanted to get on here and say, first of all, my goals is to not be broke anymore, to have have cash flow, passive income, and also I live here in the Memphis, Northeast Mississippi, DeSoto County area.
Every part of the United States, Joe. Every part of the United States.
And so I drive a dump truck we do landscape for new home developments, and I'm just telling you, I've been hesitant. I've been every week. I get this link to come on, and I put it off, and I finally told myself, you got to start. So you got to get on the video with them, and on the Zoom. So I got on the Zoom tonight, and I listened to everything you said tonight, and I really think that because I got 10 houses right now that I know of in this area that need to be looked at and sought after, and so I'm ready to go, is what I was going to say.
I like it. Well, first of all, thanks for having the guts to get on here, because you'll be shocked how many people don't even have the guts to step up to the plate to see what opportunities are out there.
But I've talked to Jamie and I've talked to Julie both. And I mean, I want to talk to somebody about getting.
Here's what you got to do. Go to the bottom of the screen.
Okay.
And just schedule a call, and then we'll connect with you. Okay.
All right,
I'll remember you, Joe. Let's get you out of that dump trunk. Okay.
Yes, sir. Let's
get you out of that trunk. All right. Thank you for being here, Mr. Whitaker.
Yeah. How you doing? I've been flipping houses for about 3 years, and in that 3 years I've had 2 homes. But the issue I think I'm having, I was wondering if your team will assist.
Sure.
Those houses that are off the market, do y'all have tools to skip trace with,
Yeah.
that we can tap into
Yep.
and use when
We got all the
okay.
tools. We
All
got
right. I got
Gary,
you.
let me answer it this way because it's a very insightful question. I want to answer it for everybody. And I
Okay.
want to say this about as black and white as I could say it. I did not get to 4,000 deals by not having the right tools and resources. I got every tool, I got every resource you need to be successful. But most importantly, I got me and I got my team. And if you're going to be a partner of mine, what you're going to see from my team and myself is you're going to see unequivocal commitment, like unequivocal commitment. And again, as long as you're not a whiner, as long as I'm not a complainer, as long as you don't have a victim mentality, and you got to be absolutely coachable. You cannot get into my organization and start telling us that we don't know what the hell we're talking about. You'll be shocked how many people get into my team and literally start telling us, well, you don't know what you're doing. Oh, you don't understand how to look at BS. BS. I'm about as good at it as anyone in the country, if not the best. So as long as you're coachable and you're willing to put the time, you're willing to put the effort in, you're not a crybaby, you don't quit because, the wind blows the wrong way. You're not looking for excuses. You're not a complainer and all this. Here's what I'm looking for. And Gary, I'm totally going on a tangent here, but I want to utilize the thing. There's two mistakes people make in life that prevents them from being successful. One is they put a timeline on success. Like they'll start something and they're like, okay, I'm all in the next 6 weeks, all in for 6 weeks. I'm like, what a dumbass. You've been all into being broke your whole life, and now you're going to put a timeline on success. I don't want that. And the second thing they do is I'm all in if, and they put a success into a box. I'm doing this if I could find a deal right away. I'm doing this if it works out. I'm doing this if Peter is nice to me. I'm doing and they put you can't not put a timeline on success, and you can't put a success into a box. Because if you think about it, the reason most people listen to me or come on these is because they're already kind of not where they are in life. It's like I'll be talking to somebody in their 50s and it's like, hey, are you where you want to be? Hell no, everything sucks. Great. So you've been fully committed for 50 years to everything sucking, but now you're going to get into a chance to being successful and you're going to put a timeline in a box. Anyway, you get my point. But yeah, Gary, we got all the tools and resources. I know you just needed a one-word answer, but yeah, we got you. I promise you. Mirash.
I don't see any spots available for the scheduling.
That I need Irish. Is that something you could handle?
Yes.
Sandy, somebody, whoever's on the team.
I'll be sending you a DM. Sorry, I'll be sending you a DM so that I can book you an appointment. Okay.
Okay, so I guess we got booked up really quickly. Mirash, do we have Mirash's? No, thank you for asking. I was about ready to say the same thing, Mirash. Do we have Mirash's contact info?
You should have him.
Irish, you know how to get hold of Mirash or somebody from the welcome team. Okay, we got you, Mirash. We'll touch base with you.
All right, thank you. That's all I needed.
By the way, thanks, Sandy. I heard. By the way, it sounds like all the time slots got taken already. If you want to continue the conversation with myself and my team, and I don't know what's going on with the scheduling, but if they are all booked up, just raise your hand or whatever, and we'll contact you. Mirash, did you have a question beyond that, or you just wanted to make sure we connect?
No, I just wanted to make sure we can
connect.
Okay,
we got you. We'll connect. I promise you.
Mirash,
Sandy's got you.
Scheduled for tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern.
We got you, Miss Sandy. By the way,
tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Eastern.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Looking forward to connect. I'm looking forward to talking to Mirash. I'll remember you.
All right. I'm looking forward to talking to you too, sir.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Who's next? Just take yourself off mute, or if you want, we got Irish monitoring the chat.
Yep. Jason, do you have a question, Pete?
Hey, Jay. I don't see Jason. Jason. Oh, yeah, I see you. I see you. Go ahead.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. You're enjoying yourself. You're comfortable.
I'm relaxed.
I love it. Oh. Relaxed.
There's my lovely bride, Erin.
Hey, Miss Erin.
Hi.
How are you?
I have some experience in the space.
Okay.
2005, when the market took off, I took a class and learned about through a year about all the different aspects. We did tax sales, we did foreclosure consulting, we did, rehab to rent, rehab to sell, did some owner financing, also rent to own contracts. And then 2010, the market crashed. I got caught holding a property where my hard money lender said, well, we're not going to give you the renovation funds.
Welcome to real estate, right?
Yeah. And I turned tail and ran and went back into state zone. So now I'm trying to get back into it. I've been at April trying to land a deal, and I've been on the struggle bus because I've been dealing with MLS. And everybody and their brother, I guess, is out there. And
you're right.
Cash money to put up. You're not going to. You're making offers, and everybody's making offers over asking. At least in my area, I'm in the Maryland.
Yeah, it's like everywhere in the United States. Trust me.
It's crazy. So, but back then we worked on what we called the bird dog. You would get kids in the neighborhood, or and you'd say, hey, I'll give you I'll give you a percentage of the deal to be a bird dog. And it seems to me that's kind of what we're doing as well. And I guess my question would be, how do you determine who the buyers, like if somebody in my general area, it's within 20 miles, wants to sell their home and you get that lead, is that something you send to me? You said like the seller is going to be coming to me. I guess I just want you to sort of expound a little bit on how that works.
So watch this. Can you guys see my screen? Jay, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it. Yep.
Okay, so this is a platform that we use to communicate. It's called Circle. And inside Circle, if you look at the left here where my cursor is, we have everything. This is where you get your training. This is where you get your access. This is where this is like our own Facebook, internal Facebook. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And in this space, if you could see where my cursor is, you see where it says at the top left, Peter's Daily Tips and Training. You see this? I just highlighted that, right?
Yep.
This is how I communicate with my team. So with my partners. I communicate with my partners the way you and I are doing now. I do training, I support. By the way, I take a lead on every single deal that comes in. I personally drive it forward because I'm the best at doing deals, okay? But it's funny you're talking about locators. Look at my very first post right here. You see it, property locator. And I talk about you see this?
What?
You see this? I just highlighted. It says property locator personal message. You see that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So watch this. I just literally posted this for my team. Listen to this. My locator train. This is me posting this for my partners about an hour ago. Listen what I say. My locator training is legit. It has been my personal source of deals more than any other source. Literally hundreds, if not thousands of deals. I really like this strategy because you said it and you forget it. These locators don't stop, and they actually attract others into your world. They also become very loyal and consistent. In the end, 3 to 5 solid ones will get you 80% of your deals. As you build your infrastructure, I will show you how to correctly boom, boom, boom. You see what I mean? But what I'm referencing here is I have whole locator training. I've been, you see right here, there you go. Property locator marketing part 3. You see right here?
Got it.
So what I do is I show you how to set up all these systems. I show you how to set up the locator system. I show you how to set up the probate system. I show you how to get set up the pre-foreclosure system. I just show it to you. And these become the tributaries that ultimately bring the deals in. The only reason I bring up the locator piece is because you bring it up. I built my whole business, believe it or not, before I ever partnered with one partner. I built my whole business off locators. I train more property locators in the United States than anyone. I probably train about 40,000 of them. And so I believe in that. And again, I'm only picking on that because you happen to bring it up. And so that's one of the things I do is I help my partners set up these systems, technology-based systems, sometimes infrastructure-based systems, sometimes just grassroots-based systems. And as you set it up, deals come to you, deals. There's nothing wrong with reaching out for a deal. I just kind of brush it aside because I think it's a very difficult way of building. But you see right now, I'm very focused with my partners. I'm showing them how to all set up the locator system. 2 weeks before, I show them how to set up a probate system. A couple of weeks before that, I show them how to set up a pre-foreclosure system. And then what they all become tributaries. They become tributaries with all these deals coming in. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's how I built this whole thing out. So let's get you re-engaged. If you're ready, let's go chase some dreams.
Heard that.
Yeah, you probably got that bride. You probably lied enough to get her to marry you. So now let's turn the tables. Let's show her, right?
Oh yeah, she's all in.
All right, I like it. Who are you talking to on my team, Jay?
I think I got a call tomorrow with Sandy.
Okay, perfect. Yep, she actually was on this call. I think she still is. So okay, perfect. So you set up a call already. All right, Sandy will report back. We'll connect. Look forward to working with you guys, Jay.
Sounds good, Pete.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Who else got a question? Got a question? Take yourself off mute. Any questions going once? Any other questions going twice? Anybody else have any questions? All right, well, let's bring this to a close. By the way, I really do appreciate you guys being on. I do know that there's plenty of places that else you guys could have been here for the last hour. And so the fact that you were on and the fact that you're still on tells me a lot. And I could tell you, I personally love. I just love hanging around people that want to get to the next levels. I mean, it's the reason I work out every morning. It's the reason I do a lot of things. I just put myself in an environment that we're in right now with people looking to level up. If this is not the right opportunity for you, I totally get it. Keep me in mind if somewhere along the line things change. But if this is the right opportunity, let's go walk through some walls together. Let's go achieve the goals. Let's go achieve the dreams, and let's go battle. And so I look forward to saying the following words that I say to all of my new partners that get started when I do that initial welcome call. And I know there's going to be a number of you guys that I'm going to be doing this with in the next day or so. And that is this: welcome to the next chapter, to the rest of your life. So thank you for all being here. I really do appreciate it. God bless every single one of you. Good night. Thanks for being here.